Hello everyone, GadgetGirlKylie here, and welcome back to my Let's Play walkthrough of Tales of Zestiria on the Sony PlayStation 4, continuing from where we left off. So let's go ahead and go to Goddodin.
Outsiders! Hey, didn't they say in school not to use that word? Oh, oops. Hello.
Hello there.
Is this new-looking building your school? That's right. The village chief built it. For the future of the
Nice,
village.
impressive.
A school.
It's a bit plain compared to the rest of the town, don't you think?
Are you kidding? We didn't have anything like this in my village.
We always did want one, though.
I'm Slenge, the chief of this village.
Slenge.
What brings
That's a
you
weird
two all
name.
the way out to our tiny corner of the continent?
Oh, well, we're looking for...
We're here for work, researching what people eat out on the frontier. Stuff like that.
Your efforts are very much appreciated. Thankfully, our village has been spared the ravages of famine.
In fact, it's even more bountiful than in years past.
And we have the chief to thank for it. If there's anything we can help you with, don't hesitate to ask.
You say that like you own the place.
Seems like a nice village.
Sort of reminds me of Alicia.
Sorey.
I know. We'll split up and try and find some clues about the Pope.
Okay, I guess go around and speak to people. Go to all the stars on the map.
There should be a vista point nearby. What's wrong? You look troubled.
It's strange. This village seems rather prosperous.
And that's a problem?
The issue is why.
Their source of income.
Right. The land in this area is infertile and hardly fit for farming or hunting.
It's far from any major thoroughfare, and they have no local products to export.
Isn't that weird? You'd think a place like this would be the first to fall victim to famine.
Yeah,
There
that's
must be
true.
some explanation for all this.
We shall figure it out. How are they making money? And another one as well.
What's wrong, Edna?
Nothing. Just thinking about how Meebo insulted me earlier.
Oh, I see.
Anyway, it looks like there's some kind of ruin in the back of the village. And it's a pretty darn old one to boot.
How old do you think?
It's probably from before the Dark Period. It might be even older than I am.
You don't mean from the temperance of Avarost. If that's true, then this is an incredible find. Wait. Hey, Edna? How old are...
Haha, never ask a lady her
Never
age
mind.
if you want to live. Sorey, you should know better.
Goddodin sure seems like a happy village.
Indeed, everyone here is so positive and active.
They're all like family here.
But I still can't feel the blessing of the Seraphim.
True. The guardian seraph is missing. It seems that this place used to be rather barren, but it looks like the current chief was able to overcome these issues.
I can tell the people here respect him a whole lot.
I imagine they do. This would normally be such a desolate environment.
Yeah, not just anyone could pull that one off.
Rose, is something the matter?
Well, it is
Sorry,
odd.
I was just thinking out loud. I'll tell you more once I've had time to investigate.
Look at that kid up there, sat on the rock. What are you doing? Get off. That's dangerous. We should definitely have a look in the equipment shop, but we'll do that once we've got the group all back together. Yeah.
Dezel, have you found any clues about the Pope yet?
No.
Well, if you do come across anything, let me know.
One thing bothers me. The chief. There was something out of place in his personal effects.
His glasses. Lenses are a precious rarity. They're usually only available to those of nobility or holy orders.
And Slenge only showed up here recently. There's dots there if you want to connect them.
You mean to say the chief is...
I'm just saying the possibility is there. Don't quote me on it.
I'll look further into it. Thank you.
Don't.
Huh?
All I'm saying is there's no need to thank me.
All right.
Man, Dezel, you can be so awkward sometimes.
There's a ruin!
Wait!
You think they came here to apprehend the chief?
They better not. Without our chief, Goddodin is doomed.
There's no cause for worry yet. As long as they stay out of the Pure Land, we'll be all right.
Which is exactly where we want to go now.
Malevolence!
Let's go.
There was malevolence coming from the chief. Why?
I bet we'll find the answer inside that ruin.
Yeah.
A destroyed entrance, huh?
Well, that looks hopeless.
Oh, does it now?
Edna, you could use your powers.
Give it a try.
I certainly might. If you were to ask like so. Lady Edna, please do something about these rocks.
This is no time to be joking around.
Mikleo can't take Lady Edna anywhere, can he?
Oh, are you still hung up on that?
Come on, spit it out.
Nice,
Lady
Edna.
I beg you to move these rocks, which I, the pitiful Meebo, cannot.
Hey, that's longer.
Well, I charge interest.
Edna, I think that's enough teasing for now.
We need you to do something about these rocks, Edna. Please help us.
I didn't mean you.
Maybe not. But I'm as guilty as anyone here of taking you and your powers for granted. Even though I've seen malevolence born from that very mentality. Gratitude is vital in all actions. Whether you're worshipping the Seraphim, or simply journeying with friends.
Seriously, it's fine. I'll give you my ability, the giant strength.
FYI, Sorey doesn't get jokes.
Nice. I'll try breaking down these rocks that the meek and pitiful Meebo couldn't.
Not you too!
He really doesn't get jokes.
Giant Strength. Press down on the D-pad to cast Giant Strength and destroy certain types of huge objects. By striking an enemy weak against Earth, you can begin the battle with an advantage.
What mighty power!
Oh?
Well, I want to double back and go over to that exclamation mark marked on the map so I can see what side mission is available. Oh, map. That was easy. So we've got to go around the other way anyway. Oh, I haven't been in the shop yet. That's what I was going to do. Before anything else. how much I lose there. I lose so much stuff. But my defense does go up a lot. Right, let's fuse some stuff. It's been a while, so... Right, that'll do. Before we forget, let's go and stay in the inn just to replenish our health and whatnot.
Tell me more about equipment fusion.
Okay, since fusion rules apply only to skills in the same exact slot, there are only 3 types of combinations you need to remember. First rule, if they're both the same skill, then that's the skill you get after fusion.
Simple enough. I'm guessing that same rule applies when both slots are empty.
Yes, the second rule is, if the slot's empty on one item and filled on the other, you get the skill from the filled slot.
Got it. So, the big question is, what happens when two different skills are in the same slot?
That's right. In this last case, a new skill is born from the two old ones, but it's sealed off temporarily. And the way to break the seal is... oh my.
Huh. Well, I kind of need to know that because I've got some sealed items at the moment. Right, round this way we go.
Building a school to preserve the village's future. I have to respect that.
A school, huh? Always wished I could have gone to one.
Yeah, me too.
You too, Rose?
I grew up on the road. The older folks of the Scattered Bones were like my teachers. He may not look it, but Roche is actually super good at calligraphy, and he knows a ton about literature.
Huh. Igil looks like he's no slouch either.
Yeah, he was the one who drilled me in martial arts and stealth skills. You might say he's my gym teacher.
Well, that's one way to get kids their exercise.
Same with me and Mikleo. Pretty much everyone in Elysia wound up serving as our teachers.
Reminds me of Gramps' etiquette class. He was really strict.
And that's how Mikleo got the way he is today.
Whereas you didn't learn a thing, huh?
Hey, that's not true.
Yeah, right. You were always reading the Celestial Record.
You did the same thing.
Yes, but I read it to enhance my history and classical language studies.
And you're saying I didn't?
So, pretty much the same things you do now.
Fair enough. So yeah, we weren't lonely per se,
Cute.
but...
It would have been nice to study and play with other kids our age.
Yeah, I feel you.
Okay, in we go, guys. Let's see if she has anything to say.
What is this place? Some sort of warehouse?
You got that right. For the stuff that's quickly becoming all the rage amongst the nobility these days.
Elixir?
It's fake. But my body feels oddly warm.
That's because it's packed with energy drink garbage. Did I mention this stuff is highly addictive?
Make one sale and we'll race back for more. Pretty devious.
So, is this stuff being sold officially under the authority of the church?
The certificate carries the authentic stamp of the Church of Rollins, but it looks like the sales profits are all going to this village.
So that's what you meant about tracking the flow of money.
If there's someone in Goddodin who can create an official certificate...
It has to be the missing Pope!
That explains the village's mystery funds.
Yep.
And the malevolence from the chief.
So they're either conspirators or...
Or the chief is the Pope.
You! What are you doing in here?
That has to be...
Whoa! Weak to physical, resistant to light. Okay.
Could it really be?
The chief?
What level is it again? 30.
I was clearly the star of that battle.
It's easiest to notice the
It's not the chief?
So you are here to capture the chief. I knew it.
Oh, I recognise that
Die
voice.
Before I allow that.
Enough!
Sure, he's been in
What is
animes.
the meaning of this?
Are you... Pope Masedra?
I see you've done your homework.
What would drive you to do such a thing?
I would ask the same. I never desired the title of Pope. So then, why must I continue to perform its functions? I originally joined the Holy Order in order to give a small blessing, a glimmer of hope, to my family and those around me. But that is all.
But there are so many who cherish you. Sergei and the rest of the Knights, and...
I know that! That's why I worked so hard. I did all I could. I toiled for years and years, with no self-regard, for the sake of everyone. And then... I took a look around me, and there was no trace of my family left behind. They had scorned me as a man with no regard for his household. What was it all for? What fruits had I to show for my endless labors?
Were you involved with the war against Highland?
I abandoned everything. The war, my country, even my people. At that point, I was beyond all caring. I fled into the forest to meet my death, but these folks rescued me. The good and gentle people of Goddodin asked nothing of me, content merely to treat me as if I were one of their own family.
And so naturally he wanted to give something back to the village.
Even if it meant dealing fake elixir.
I care for neither the Empire nor the Church. Call me a coward if you like, but now I live for the sake of... my family, the villagers.
Your family?
I can sympathize with him for sure, but nevertheless, we need to bring him back.
We can't get the spiritual powers without deciphering the inscription. And the Cardinal is too much to handle for the Knights alone.
But, on the other hand, without the protection and leadership of the Chief, what will become of Goddodin?
Exactly. It's quite the
The same
dilemma.
could be said for Pendrago. You see the problem?
It was him running away that caused this mess. Why should he get a free pass?
There's gotta be a way around this. Maybe he could crack the code for us and head right back here?
But you know what the Knights in the church are like right now.
You think they just let him walk away?
Whoa!
Chief!
Are you okay?
What are we meant to do here?
There might be something nearby.
Maybe sleep in the inn and see what happens? See if that makes the chief come too?
What comes after? And the way to break the seal is... oh my.
Oh, were you actually awake? You can break the seal on an item's skill slot by engaging in sufficient battles with that item equipped.
Oh, well that's easy.
Can I assume raising proficiency in that item to 1 star is enough to do the trick?
Yes, there are certain rules governing which skills will be produced by fusion. You can check this before fusion, but know this. If they're skills of the same element, you'll get a different skill from that element. If they're from the same group, you'll get a different skill from that group. If both element and group are different, you'll get a skill whose rarity lies somewhere between the two.
What about when you fuse equipment with sealed skills?
Ah, yes. That's a very important note to consider. Slots with sealed skills count as empty for fusion purposes. Therefore, if you really want to keep a certain skill, but you don't have another item with an empty slot, you can use one with a sealed slot instead to... Really? Sleeping at a time like this?
Oh, what should we do about the Pope, man?
Giant strength, huh? I hate to admit it, but Earth Seraphim sure are powerful. Edna?
Ouch! After using giant strength, my body gets all kinds of sore. Can you just try not to touch me?
Oh, sorry.
As you can see, I have a slender build, so by nature, I can't really hold anything heavier than an umbrella. I'm the most ladylike lady that ever ladied, you know.
Oh, whatever. But it does make sense that using such great power has a trade-off somewhere.
Just don't tell Sorey about it. I don't want him to get all worried about me.
Yeah, that's probably for the best.
And just so we're clear, it doesn't mean that it's okay to touch me whenever I'm not using my powers. Got it?
Yeah, I know.
I can't tell if there's chemistry between those two, but we don't actually know how old Edna is. I mean, physically she looks quite young, but obviously she is quite old, because she's a Seraphim, but I don't know. Anyway, guys, I'm going to go ahead and stop this episode here, so don't forget to like, comment, favourite, share, and of course hit that subscribe button if you haven't done so already. As always, thank you for watching, and take it easy, guys.